All right, Matt, or should I say Dad, in this situation? You have a freshman girls volleyball player at Salpointe that's already starting off really good. Set a record in aces last week. What are your thoughts about when you see your daughter out there playing now at the varsity level as a freshman?
Well, just really excited that she's on this team. It's a great team, great coaching staff, and obviously a really good tradition here at Salpointe as well. So it's pretty exciting.
Right.
I can remember coming to Salpointe, what was that, 25 years ago, watching Mike Bibby and John Ash, and
I was here for that too. Yeah,
famous game, and so it's pretty cool to be here. One of the coolest things for me is I drive up every day to pick her up, and it's the Khalil family gymnasium, and of course George Khalil, such an integral part of U of A basketball, and the Khalil family, and so that's always something I see every day. So that's cool. I remember my buddies like Judd and Steve and those guys watching their daughters and telling me how stressful it was, and it really is. It's almost like it's like a baseball game. Every pitch matters, every point matters.
Right.
And so it's a very exciting sport. I was not really around volleyball a lot growing up, and so really enjoy watching it.
Yeah, you don't strike me as a little league dad though. You strike me as somebody who would be understanding of her and trying to, like she said, you helped her work through if she's had a loss or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I love talking to her about it and supporting her, and but I pretty much let her do her thing, and I don't. It's probably a good thing that it's not basketball. So I would definitely have some comments if it was basketball, but since it's volleyball, I let her do it. She knows a lot more about it than I know, and so it's just fun to watch. And like I said, such a phenomenal team. It's really exciting.
Yeah, and she lets you know about it too, that she knows more about volleyball.
Oh yeah, she always lets me know about that. But I like to tell her that I'm a professional announcer, and she says, "Well, Dad, that's basketball. It's not volleyball." And I said, "No, it crosses all sports." And so we have some pretty good, some fun banter around that.
That's great. And then your younger daughter plays volleyball also. So
Yeah.
How did they get into volleyball?
It's a great question. They kind of, like all kids, played a lot of sports, softball and soccer and a little bit of swimming and a little bit of everything. A lot of it was Dave Rubio's camp. They would go down to U of A to their camp and just really loved the camp, and Coach Rubio and his staff do a great job, and that was kind of something that was sort of traditional after the into school every year in May. They would go down there, and they just loved it and really got into it.
Great. And you mentioned to me earlier today that that '98 team, you guys have a lot of daughters that turned out to be volleyball players. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, like I said, it was really fun for me to kind of watch the guys that were a little before me, with Judd's daughter and Steve's daughter. Harvey Mason's daughter played at the U of A. Joe Turner's daughter played at the U of A, and so it was. I don't know why that is, or why a lot of them went to volleyball, but it's really been fun. And in fact, Megan, I remember taking her down there, watching Maddie Kerr and watching Riley Bushler, and that's kind of where she fell in love with it.
It's probably the leaping ability too that you guys had. Right?
That's right.
So, what's going to be like for her to go into like the state playoff mode and all that, and how are you going to help her during that time?
Well, again, I'll probably just kind of let her go and do her thing, and just be there. I just love going to the games, and it's super high quality athleticism. They're really skilled, they're really athletic. It's exciting to watch, and certainly the teams have some great teams in Tucson. There's obviously a ton of great teams in Phoenix, and it'll just be fun to watch. So I'm looking forward to it.
Now, you were part of some great teams at the U of A, and every now and then there'd be a freshman that would come in and play a lot, or get some good playing time. And she's in that position now. She's in a team with a lot of like juniors and seniors, and she's adapting that way. What do you think about that scenario, about how she's being welcomed by this team? If you can just watch them interact, she's very much part of the team.
Yeah, I think like any freshman, you got to kind of earn your stripes.
Right.
You've got to come in and be respectful of the older kids, and they've been through it, they've seen it, they've got the experience and the talent, and I think she's doing that. And I think like when I became a senior in college, you want those younger people to kind of earn it, and,
right.
And so I think that's what she's trying to do, and they're certainly very supportive. And I think same thing. They want her to earn it, and you gotta prove it on the court, and so that's part of the game.
Right. Now, you're college basketball. You're a broadcaster, very knowledgeable. Obviously, you played the game. What are your thoughts about Arizona as it goes? It's such an unknown with COVID and now all the stuff that happened last week with the NCAA.
Right.
What are your thoughts about Arizona's program now as it starts to get ready for this season?
Well, I think you said it. It's so unknown at this point. I mean, it's almost just day to day. And I think kind of like with Megan's volleyball, I think people are just excited to play. Mm-hmm. And so if you have the opportunity, to play, I think that's the first step. Right. I think the athletes, they just want to play. Yeah. I mean, they just want to get out there and compete. I'm so excited for these kids at Salpointe just to be able to compete and play games, and they're able to play obviously the indoor stuff. They've done some beach stuff. Mm-hmm. Same with college basketball. I think if I was a player, I couldn't even imagine not playing any of my years. I mean, just right. You work your whole life to that, and so I feel so just devastated for the kids that aren't able to get out there. And so the fact that they are going to play is awesome. Mm-hmm. That they've kind of put together a plan and a schedule that they're working on to do it. And so I think right now people are going to be grateful just to compete at the top level of Division I, and I'll look forward to it. It'll be fun to call some games, and if I do it, I don't know if it'll be from my home or where it's going to be from, my family room, or right. What it's going to be. But it'll be like I said, just a great thing for it to occur. Yeah.
Can you imagine looking back at playing in like McHale without any fans there?
Oh my gosh!
What would that experience been like?
I've watched baseball and football do that, and I've thought a lot about it. And I will say that it would be totally different. Mm-hmm. It would change a lot. I mean, so much of the experience of playing in McHale, like take McHale Center, one of the greatest home courts in college basketball, and the energy and just the love of the game, of the fans and the players, and that connection. It's incredible. On the other hand, we used to practice every day with no fans or limited fans, and when you get out there, you just still love to compete, and that would be. You'd rather have the fans, but if you didn't, I'd still love to have the games because you can kind of block that out. Right. Now the one thing you'd lose is going on the road. Mm-hmm. Also, that was one of the great things, going to UCLA or Oregon or something like that. But again, just the chance to compete and play, I think they can block it out. I mean, not block it out. They just won't have to worry about it. And they'll when you're playing like that, you're in the middle of competing. So the fans are important, and you notice them, but at the same time, you're also pretty locked in on what you're doing. Yeah. Well,
we'll be looking forward to your commentary, whether it be at McHale or, like you said, your family room. But at least we'll get to see them play and to see you analyze it. So we'll look forward to it, man. Yeah, it's coming right up too, right? Next month.
It is, it's a month away.
Okay. So. And best of luck to your daughter, both of your daughters.
Thanks, Avi.
Continued success.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep.